Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the potential end of the world as Steve saw a baby bottle of Blanton's for $150 recently.
Yes.
My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Lenny Eckstein, Kathy Cool, Katie Joyce, and Jeff Andrezzi.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Oh, so yeah, we're gonna talk about $150 baby Blantons and the impact of that on the world, and we'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Kathy said there's something she want to talk about. What is that, Kathy?
I do. I want to know if you've ever been called to jury duty. Now, I know
Yes.
Katie can't really talk to this.
I have,
Right.
though.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Continue with your question, please.
That's it.
This is a
Tell me
fantastic
about your
one.
jury duties.
I've been there once when I was in South Dakota, small county, and we had, I don't know, 50 people called for duty, and they were going to pick, and the what would you call, the alleged guilty party comes out and sits at the table, and his lawyer comes out, and they whisper in each other's ear, and they go back into the chambers, and then the judge comes out and says, well, we've reached a plea deal, and you all get to go home. And I
So
got
you made it all the way through the process and we're sitting in the jury box.
we were not in the box. They hadn't got to the point of selecting the jurors. There was about 50 possible jurors.
Just the entire pool was there. So, just bothering 50 people for their day.
So I got a $10 check for my duties, and I turned that over to my company, as a good company does, and then they paid me my wages. But that's the closest I've ever been to being on a jury.
Okay. No. I got called one time, got seated as a finalist, but I was a high number, and I didn't get picked for the actual jury itself. So yeah, I was
Was
glad.
this corporate, Steve, or was this?
No, this was just within the last 12 months. It wasn't that long ago. So,
Was it
yeah.
criminal or civil?
It was criminal, drug case.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Those ones at least are interesting. If you're ever in a jury for a civil trial, do pray to whoever you can that you don't get picked. They're the most boring thing in the entire world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that's interesting. Okay. Who else?
I had one. All right. Well, so I think it's been at least 2, if not 3 times where I've gotten the summons. And I don't know if this is a common thing, but you call the number the night before, and the last at least 2, but maybe 3 times it's been canceled, which is fucking awesome when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But one time, and this is a little tricky. So the one time where I went in, it was very early on in Deer Hammer, maybe our first or second year in, and I tried to explain. I'm like, guys, I'm not trying to big league, but if I don't work this, it's very important for this business that I own for me to be there. And they're like, cool story, get in the room. So I'm in this room with, I don't know, I felt like about 100 or more people, which I thought certainly they're not going to call my name. I never get my name pulled for any cool prizes or win, so they won't get my name. Of course, they call my name. So I go up and they start asking questions. I'm thinking to myself, like, they're like, well, have you ever, and I'll save the details, but I pulled those bullshit story I could possibly pull out of my ass and got dismissed swiftly.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, guys. If I worked at like a 9 to 5 for another company, I'm like, hey, man, let me do my,
Right,
my
because
duty.
they're required to still pay and let you go for jury duties. Like there are protections there as well. And if it's a situation where you're like, yeah, the company will still function. I'm just going to be out of work for a day.
Right.
That's
Right.
totally different. That like in Missouri, we do have provisions for small businesses, especially new ones, but there are those provisions there, especially if you have a trial that's going to be multiple days long. A 1 day, like, okay, most established businesses, you can take 1 day, but if it's going to be like this is going to be a full week trial, like that would cripple a small business. So,
yeah.
and like,
Yeah, they told me
in our
you
small
can miss
towns,
one. Like,
yeah, small towns
I
have
think
provisions
previous
for-
to that, I took a pass because I was a small business. Like, can't do it again. I was like,
Yeah, that's similar to we have ones for like farmers. If it's during harvest season, they can get out of it and go at a more convenient time for them in the year as well, that kind of thing. But
Yeah. Well.
I want to know if
never get to
McNew's
serve-
ever been on a jury.
I've never been summoned. And I think that
What?
might be my fault because I was always pretty notorious about like actually updating my address and all that. But I've never been summoned, but I want to be. And I
Oh
want
my
it to
God.
be I want it to be gnarly. Like I want it to be weeks long and I want to be interviewed in the documentary when it's over. Like I want to be there and they never call me.
I feel like
Okay.
you'd be
Guilty.
good and you would enjoy a grand jury summons. So for that, in a lot of places, you go like once a month or once every 2 weeks for like 6 months, and you're there like all day, and you hear like a dozen or more different cases, and you decide whether to issue grand jury indictments. I feel like you'd be really good at that too, and you'd enjoy it of like going back for
Like
more.
would. And it probably sounds bad because it's not like I want somebody to get murdered, but I do want to be on that jury.
Katie, what about you? What happened when you got called? Did they just immediately dismiss you? At that time, I assume you were an attorney, and they're just like, no, you can't do this.
Yeah, I'll never get to serve on a jury, most likely, and it really makes me sad because I would love to, considering this is my profession. But I did get called to jury duty once in my home county, and that was when I was still a private attorney, and it was a criminal case. And I'm like, there's no way that they would allow me to serve on this jury. And so I went in assuming I would be dismissed right away, and the prosecutor, he was like, I'm not going to be the one to dismiss you. He's like, I know how you think. He's like, I feel pretty good about this. I want you on my jury. And I was like, F you. I was like, come on. And that same day, I had a divorce case that was set for trial that I was the attorney on. And so I just assumed that I would walk in and be dismissed immediately because I'm an attorney in this local county. Like I know everyone in this building. There's no way defense counsel, if anything, will let me sit on this jury. And at first they're like, well, we don't dismiss anyone until noon. And I was like, then you better go downstairs and tell the judge in my division that this divorce case can't start until afternoon. And I kind of like see some eyes get big. I was like, yeah, I didn't ask for a continuance or anything to reschedule this because I know there's no way they're going to choose me for the jury. Like ask them right now. It's impossible. I would love to, but I'm not going to get to. And so we're sitting in the room and all of a sudden I see the judge come out and whisper to the clerk and then go back away. And then a little bit later, they're like, juror 34 is excused. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, if there's a chance I could have served, I'm happy to go through the process. But we all know that one of you is going to disqualify me. There is zero chance I get to do this. So let me go do my job now. So that was the closest I ever came. If prior to my current position, if I gotten summoned for like a medical malpractice case, it was far enough removed from my private practice. I maybe could have served on a jury, but that chance is now probably gone. So that it makes me very sad that I'll never probably serve on a jury.
Right. Yeah. Do
Unfulfilled.
they take you out of the pool, or technically you could get a notice say that you have to report as a judge, or are you
I think I
removed
could
from?
still. I don't know how that works now.
Right.
I would think I could still get a notice, but that'd be kind of weird if it's my case that I'm judge over. And I
Well,
get
sure.
jury.
You're judge and jury. You hear
Yeah.
this. You hear this statement. This is where it comes from. Yeah.
I'm like, so I mean, like, I'm really good at the two different roles. If you guys just want me to like run back and forth between,
Right.
like the bench and the jury box, but
Yeah. Got to take the robe off between, depending
yeah,
on what you're doing.
that'd be an
And not
interesting one.
Separated. I'm a professional.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, no, it's okay. I got my jury hat on. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear all that other stuff we talked about at the bench outside the ears of the jury. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Kathy, you asked the question. How about you?
So I've been called a couple times. One time I sat in the big room with 200 people for 3 days and was never picked to even be
3
considered.
days of voir dire?
3
days?
days.
What
3
kind of
days.
trial was this?
No, it was all kinds. It was like, I don't know. They never told us.
Oh, because it's a big enough county that they do one jury pool for like all of their trials are going to go on. Okay.
Right. But the most recent one was a case where someone murdered a police officer. And I really wanted on that jury.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a matter of, was he going to get life or was he going to get, executed?
Yeah.
So, but they didn't pick me.
Hmm.
And I was sad.
Very sad. Yeah. There
I've
you
never
go.
been chosen to be on a jury.
You might have looked too eager. The defense.
It could be. They were on to you. You were too eager. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'll start this off. I've got Hemingway Rye. Hemingway Rye. One of the best looking bottles out there.
It really is.
Fantastic stuff. Yes.
Great bottle.
Yep. All right, here we go. Decent. I'd say that's even one sometimes, but we'll see if someone comes up with the cannon. We'll see what happens. All right. Yeah.
Bottle again? Can you hold that up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. It's got like typewriter keys on it. So there's a side view of them.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's very cool.
It's close
And
enough
it
to
tastes so good.
Yeah. What did you say, Lenny?
It looks close enough to the point where Diageo might sue them.
Yeah, there you go. They might. They might. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you got there, Lenny? Looks like you're ready to go.
Oh, yep. I've got that. I was just speaking about this the other day. Some New Riff American Single Malt.
Okay. Okay. Not as good as mine. Not as good as mine. I've got the lead. I've got the lead. I'll go with Jeff. I want to try to hold my lead here. Let's see what.
All right. I've got Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof.
Okay. Not enough. Not enough. It's cute. Not enough.
That was real close though. That was very crisp.
It was close. It was crisp.
Yeah.
It was crisp.
I feel like it was probably a microphone issue. Jeff, you really should invest in a different microphone, and then
I just bought this one, so I maybe I need a setting. But look at the.
I feel like Katie should make the ruling on this.
It's just
See,
a tiny
so-
little port.
Jeff, in the future as well, if you go to the settings, change the background filtering to low, and it really helps with the pops as well.
Okay.
Man, that would
Too
have.
late for this one, though. Too late for this one.
Steve's just going to hang on to that.
All right. Heck yeah. I'm going to take a victory if I can. We'll have McNew go next. I think I can beat McNew. So let's see what you got there.
Possibly. I have a starlight pick between the ABV Barrel Shop and 859 Taproom.
Okay. No. I've got the lead. I've got the lead. All right. All right, Kathy. Let's see if I can hang on to it here. Go for a screw top.
I'm going to open Yellowstone.
No, you're going to open one up. Oh, here we go. Brand new.
No, I've had some.
No, there's no way there's a pour out of there. There's no way. It's
There's
up
a pour
to
out of there.
It's up to the plastic.
I
It's up to
take
the
small
neck.
pours.
There you go.
Jeez,
Oh,
ridiculous.
Woo!
All right, Kathy's got the lead. Katie, you're last but not least.
She's probably going to keep it one because I have a very disrespectful dog interrupting all of this. So I've got my Midwinter Nights Dram, but I already opened it tonight and it's almost halfway gone. So we'll see what it can still do. Midas, if you could please give me a second, I'd really appreciate it.
Woo!
Okay. Yeah.
That was my
I love
Midas
how she
impression.
looked down at the dog when Steve barked.
Oh, yeah. It was good. That was good. Yeah, Kathy wins. Cheers, gang.
There you go, Kathy.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about $150 baby Blantons. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. Bumpers are unscripted, so go ahead. All right, he's got the Terminator glasses on for inspiration. Go ahead, here we go.
I'll be back. I'm not good at that, Steve. Come on.
And you're listening to The Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today will probably be an old man rant because Steve saw a baby Blanton's for $150.
I did. Jeff was with me. We were on a barrel pick trip, and there's a little mini bottle blend. It just out of curiosity, because we have one in the shop. I was like, I wonder what that's worth, because the prices were high. One of these places with the really high prices. So we ask, what's the baby Blanton's going for? $150. $150 for a 50 milliliter of Blanton's.
You need that for big Blantons.
You've been hanging on your tree for the rest of eternity, Steve.
In this economy, no less.
In this economy, we've got $150 baby Blantons.
Somebody is going to walk in there. Some poor soul is going to walk in there and buy that at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Steinkamp.
My first thought was it was Baby Yoda from The Mandalorian.
Yeah, right.
I'd pay $150 for that. Yeah, so people will ask me, what do you like to drink? Or I like allocated bottle X. And we're like, for the price of $150 bottle of Blanton's, you can get a Yellowstone. You can get a Neely. You can get a Boxing Bear. I mean, you can get
all of them. You can get all of them. Yeah.
You could get 4 good bottles.
You can get a bundle of bottles. Yes. Yeah.
That aren't Blanton's for the same price. And it's just crazy.
Yeah. I feel like the dog works for one of our competitors. It's just like screw up the show as much as you can. I'm like, I got this.
That has hired my golden retriever.
Yeah, he's like, I got this. I can do this.
He's a paid actor.
I like how he was sitting on the chair next to you for like 1 second.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like,
and then
this is
dropped
boring.
the toy out of his mouth as far as he could. He just was up there so he could get more noise, dropping the toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this is the sign of the apocalypse, what are other signs of the apocalypse that we can look for in the bourbon world?
When it comes to bourbon,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, people bragging about their bourbon collection, and then you look at the pictures, and it's all brand new bottles, plastic on the top, and everything. Or
unopened bottles. Oh my gosh! Like if you're saving them for a bottle pop for a podcast, I get it. That's fine. That's fair game. But the people who buy bottles just to have them sit on the shelf and to never drink them. Bourbon is meant to be open and shared.
So what if you accidentally buy 3 bottles of the same thing over time? Is it okay that the other 2 bottles aren't open yet?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Like with every new voyage of Ocean Age, if it's a voyage I really like, I end up buying 3 to 7 bottles of it. And so those other bottles in the back will sit there for quite a long time. And
right. But they're reserves. They're reserves meant to be drank.
Totally fair. But the people who have a single bottle of Weller 107 and it is sitting there unopened, I want to get access to those people's houses, and I'm going to go through it. I'm going to open every single bottle. I'll even bring my microphone with me. I'll just pre-record my bottle pops for the show. And we'll go to them and I'll be like, great, it's open. Please enjoy these bottles. Please drink them. This is what they were made for. These distillers did not put this much effort into making these bottles to sit on your MFing shelf without being enjoyed. Like, it's ridiculous.
I love how we called this an old man rant, and yet Katie is neither old nor a man.
Well, I really just thought this was going to be Steve losing his mind. It was,
and then here we go. I lost my mind instead. You're welcome.
Yeah. What did you say, Lenny?
Well, if I was in Katie's shoes and I was going to be breaking and entering in such a house, I would just sink pour everything.
Just sink pour it, okay.
Sink pour.
Yeah, I'd like
to sink
takes
a step further.
Sink pour.
You should bring a empty barrel. You could really do a great infinity barrel.
That would be a good infinity.
That's great. Yeah, take one barrel with you and just pour all of them in.
All of it.
Yeah.
Huh.
That would be an epic barrel.
Yeah.
I do know the
idea, Jeff.
Deer Hammer products.
Yeah.
The only thing I do like about the stupid prices on Blanton's is, you know what? Focus your attention on Blanton's. Leave the other good quality whiskeys that have become allocated and are hard to find alone. Go focus on Blanton's. That's great. Like, leave it so that I have a chance at finding.
I'm good with that too.
Oh my gosh!
But don't act like you're a snob and you're better than I am. Don't act like you know more about a bourbon because you're quote unquote a Blanton's drinker. Because Lonnie, you've dealt with that. You the guy that came into your place is like, I'm a Blanton's drinker. He's a tool. These people, the problem is they're tools.
They're showing their cards immediately, and you know this happens all over the world in terms of like in other segments, sectors, whatever. It's a thing, you know. Like it's like those who want to be, they're like the hipsters after the hipsters, and they don't know any better, and they out themselves. It's just what happens.
So how do you approach that person that comes into your distillery and he's like, "Well, I drink Blanton's."
It depends on the circumstance. Like if I'm in a more professional setting, like I was at an event, and I was doing an event for this company, and one of the guys kind of pulled that. I was like, well, I'm not going to say shit. I'm like, you have fine taste in whiskey, sir. But if it's like a friend of a friend, I'm like, hey, you're dumb and you're embarrassing yourself. And I feel embarrassed for you.
Okay.
Don't say that anymore. Like, it depends who it is, you know? It's like, you got to know the time and place.
So Steve, how do you respond in your store?
How do we respond to I'm a Blanton's? I mean, we're like, we've got better whiskey than that. If you're open to trying it, we'd like to give you some to taste. But, you know, if you are into a 93 proof, whiskey, if that's what floats your boat, and that's the only thing that you're going to drink, well, then we don't have Blanton, so we can't help you. I mean, we just be upfront. And we always say, hey, we don't actually have a problem with Blantons. I really don't. If someone's buying it for the suggested retail price, I'm fine with it. If that's what they like and they find it at that price, that's great. But most of them don't. They're spending $150 to $200 dollars a bottle. And then this example, that's just egregious. $150 for a mini. I don't even understand, but that'd be an idiot to anybody who'd pay that. But I think even it's an idiot if you're paying $150 for a regular bottle. It's not that good. It's not good enough to justify that price. It's a decent bourbon. It's good for what it is, and it's a cool bottle, but it doesn't justify $150, $200 plus. Sometimes as high as $250. People have come in and they're proud of it because they got one. I got one. It cost me $250, but I got it. Oh, that's embarrassing.
I would throw one little layer on there. Like if this was something where you might forecast that in 5 years that's a $2,000 bottle, I get it. That's never going to happen.
No.
It
won't happen. So it's just this like supposed bragging that I have.
No, it's stupid. So like Blantons are like the Beanie Babies of the bourbon world. Like remember?
Oh yeah,
we gotta get them all.
It's better than that, though, right?
Right.
So I have a stepson that's in that chasing the Blantons, chasing the allocated, and I've right now he's still fairly young, and I've tried to introduce him to some of the higher proof things, and trying to get him there. So far, no luck, but I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah.
Maybe his palate's not ready for it yet. He's chasing, and I think he's believing that maybe it'll be worth something someday because I haven't seen him open many of these.
Right. So that was a question I had, Jeff, do these guys even like bourbon? Like, do you even like to sip and drink and enjoy bourbon? Or are you just like buying?
They don't.
No, they want the clout.
They don't like bourbon. No, that's the problem.
Would be trying other things if they did.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, apply it to anything else in your life. The behavior that you're seeing, apply that to anything else. So I like Tommy Bahama. I like the brand. Anybody could say that's an overpriced brand like Blanton's. It's overpriced for what you're getting. You've fallen into the marketing hype. But imagine if someone came into my shop and said, hey, I got a Tommy Bahama shirt too. And I spent, they're like $150. But so they spent 3 times on it. Hey, I got one too. They're tough to get, but this one cost me $450. But look at this shirt. It's pretty cool. I'd be like, God damn, that's embarrassing. Why are we not feeling that way with Blanton's when somebody's spending 3 times the worth of the product? I think that's embarrassing, and apply it to anything else in your life. And I think you think it's crazy, but for some reason we think it's okay when it comes to a whiskey.
And it wouldn't be that price if someone wasn't willing to pay it.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And they preach the fact that that's their money, they can spend whatever they want. I also have some rights in this country, and my rights are the ability to make fun of you when you're doing asinine behavior. That is protected under the Constitution. I am allowed to make fun of your asinine behavior, and I'll continue to do so. And I'll continue to call you out and tell you how ridiculous you look, and you don't like it, and you think I'm attacking you. I'm not. You're just being an ass, and I'm calling it out. I'm that guy.
I believe it's the 69th Amendment, the right to make fun.
Yes, exactly. That's the 69th Amendment. We're allowed to make fun of people. So yeah, when they're doing something asinine, not just in general, not a personality shot or anything like that, but if you're doing something asinine, you deserve it. You deserve to get called out because that's the only way you're going to curb that behavior. When you know that there's someone out there going to call them out. How do you keep politicians honest? You let them set the rules for themselves? No, you got to have Elliot Davis, the local news guy, who goes out and puts a microphone in their face and says, "This is what you did." I mean, I'd hate to have that job. I'd hate to have his job. But we need people like that. We need someone to be an ass to those guys because that's the only thing that keeps them in check. They don't want to be on that news show where they've done something totally wrong, voted against something, or taken money, whatever they've done wrong. They don't want that guy showing up and asking them questions. So we need the Elliot Davises of the world. And that's what I am. I'm that in Blanton's. I'm calling you out. I'm the Elliot Davis of Blanton's. Yeah.
Sunshine is the best disinfectant. Let's shine the light on these.
Exactly.
Like it.
Yeah. I ran into Elliot Davis one time. He's drinking, like orange juice at a bar. And I'm like, well, what's going on with that? He's like, are you kidding me? I call out all the police departments and all that. I can't drink anything. If I blow .0003, I'm in trouble. So yeah, I'm like, I get
club
it.
soda. It's fizzy.
Yeah, he's got to have the club soda. So he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I like that guy. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Funny.
Yeah, but I think most people see him on TV. Like, God damn, he's kind of an asshole because he confronts all these people. We need that. That's the checks and balances of life. Somebody like that. So there you go. And that's what I'm trying to do. So $150 Blantons. That's insane. You know what's more insane than the liquor store charging that? That person that's going to come in and lay down the money and buy it. That's to me. That's why they have that price on there. Someone's going to do it. So yeah, exactly. So there you go. If I find out who buys that, I'm going to make fun of them. That's how it is. Buy it if you want. If I find out about it, I'm making fun of you. So there you go.
Awesome.
There you go. We'll wrap
Steve,
this one.
Hold on, Steve. What do you do if someone buys that and then gives it to you as a gift? And like with like the information of like, hey, I paid $150 for this.
I think he bashes them in the head with it.
I do. I'm making fun of them 100%. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You sink for that baby Blantons for all.
So, Steve, you've got one in the shop. You've got one in the shop.
We do have one in the shop.
You could put you could put a price tag on it for $500.
You could fill it with bath salts.
Right. Yes.
And just see what happens.
Yes.
Make the first THC Blantons and see how much you can sell it for.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, famously, we had, again, just shows you how much people that chase this stuff know about. We had a guy who went in Weller and we said we didn't have any. And then he found one of our gift baskets that had bath salts in a Weller bottle. And he's like, is this that deal where you just add water to this? Is that how you make the Weller here? I'm like, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Instant Weller.
Yeah, how that works for you.
I would have said that as a joke, but then I would have been worried he would have went home and done that and drank it and died or something. I didn't want that on my conscience. I didn't want to kill somebody over that. So I don't want to kill anyone for the record. I want to make fun of you, not kill you. So yes. Yeah, you're good. You can live, but I want to.
I feel like Lenny would have told him to add water. I feel like Lenny would have been like,
add water. You're good.
Yep, that's it.
Add water and drink your well. Yeah.
It was a gift, so
tell your friends.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's a little bit about the $150 baby Blantons. It's crazy to me. So we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Hey, you can always find me on Instagram, Facebook, X, and the Cigar Dojo at Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's, 2 Z's.
He worked on that. He worked.
He
said on the previous shows.
He's going to come at him the next time he's on with her.
I did it on my lunch break.
I did on his lunch break. Probably zoomed the wife and said, "This is what I'm thinking about doing. Let me run this by you. What do you think?" And she's like, "That's good. Oh, that's
going to kill me." Like
nailed it.
That's good.
It has a good ring to it. Although when you say 2 I's, I think of like I-I-Z.
Putting them in
I.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
So,
and
when you
Dre-I-Z.
It was the best I could do.
when you say Cigar Dojo, it like the Barbie movie ruined me. So all I think about is Ken's like Casa Dojo house.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cigar Dojo is a real app, and I'm in 206th place of all the Cigar Dojo people.
That's awesome.
Look at
That's
you.
awesome.
That's
a
high
good
ranking. That's high ranking.
Dojo Casa Cigar House.
Yeah. There you go.
And he has a bottle of whiskey sitting next to his chair there.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, every seat in his house has whiskey by it. I mean, really, he's the genius amongst all of us.
No, I'm going to work that out.
including the
One
toilet.
in the shower, though. I think that's coming.
That's next. That's next. Shower bourbon. All right. Katie, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me over on Instagram at
Katie Proof. All right. Kathy.
You can. I can't top it, so I'm just going to go with it. You can find me on Instagram at KKCastrate.
All right. Lenny.
You can find me and the rest at Deerhammer on social medias at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com, where you can also order a bottle shipped to your door, and you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. We put everything that we do out there. We got like 4,000 shows at this point. You can just sit there and listen and listen and listen. So check us out online, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We have a lot of classes and events and new releases when it comes to single barrels. You never know when a new one's going to show up. So at a minimum, sign up for our email distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com. So you know what's going on. We're talking about the events and the new whiskeys and stuff like that. Again, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.